Hello, welcome to my channel, and I hope everybody is doing great and looking forward to the weekend, even though we have to stay home. I am going to show you some, well, I'm not going to show you the dies. I'm trying to think of, I can't think of what this is called. Anyway, I'm going to show you some items that I paper pieced. I'm trying to cut out all the dies that I have not yet cut out. Excuse me. There are some that I've had for a while, some are kind of new, and so anyway, let's get started. First up is this little bunny, and I actually have the cup cut on foam board and then paper pieced up to give it a little bit more depth when I put it on the card. So I thought that was really cute. Here is, I've had this one I know for at least a year or more. This little boy dressed up as Mickey Mouse, and he was so easy. Both of these were, excuse me, extremely easy to put together. I can't say that for all of my paper piecing dies, but they were. Then I have this bunny, and she's so sweet. I just love her little socks. And she was fairly easy to put together as well. Well, let me just say this. Okay. So, the reason you get a die, a paper piecing die, and I'm saying probably 95% of the time, that doesn't work, and the pieces either cut out like they're not supposed to cut out, or you wouldn't think they would cut out that way, because you can't paper piece them. They're a worthless die. I have received a lot of worthless dies. Well, I began to do some research, and here's why. So these stores that are making these dies that come from China, they go on the internet and they find a picture, and it can be a picture of whatever they find, wherever they find it. Some of them even tell you when you go to their website, you can see where they got it from, because the name will be that they put on their, the picture they put on their for their die is got the name of wherever they got it from. So it's not that the picture cannot be created into a die, it's that they think that you just take the picture and you make the front of the die look exactly like the picture. Well, that's not how it works, because what they do is, let's say, well, let me go back, let me tell you a story. I don't know if I showed them, but you know, I love to paper piece, so I went to this one store. I don't even remember how I found them. And I actually ordered, I think it was about $70 worth of dies, because these things were just adorable. This is really kind of how I learned about it. And when they came, yeah, not one of them worked. Not one. So, of course, I got my money back. But what happened is they had taken this picture, this particular store had taken a picture off these pictures off the internet and proceeded to try to make them dies. So what they did was however they mold their, the metal or whatever it is that they use for the dies, they took, let me just get a die, so I can explain. Okay, let's get this die here, for instance. Okay, so what they did was, let's say this one had an outfit on and everything else. All these places that should not cut out, all cut out. In fact, if I remember correctly, I cut them out, and half of them it was just a bunch of little, bunch of pieces, just junk. And makes you really frustrated when you wait. You order something and you wait 2 months to get it, and then it's garbage. There are about a few stores that, there's several stores that do this, but I noticed that there's a couple stores that are about 90% right in what they create. Most of their dies come back okay. I don't know if it's just because they take the time, and the other thing is these people, they create these dies, and then what they do is they just sell them, try to sell them, but they don't test them. And if they tested them, they wouldn't be selling them, because they would know that they don't work. Or they may try to just, you know, get away with it. I don't know. I don't know what their reasoning is behind that, because I'm not them. But my point is that if they saw this picture, which I'm going to tell you, this was a picture on the internet, and if they proceeded to make it look exactly like the picture, it wouldn't have worked. They actually had to go and imagine what should cut out, what shouldn't cut out. And so, like I said, not all of them do that. So, that being said, it's really difficult to know whose are good and whose are bad. I've actually pretty much stopped buying paper piecing dies. In fact, I pretty much stopped buying dies because I still have several coming in that I'm still waiting on. But the thing is, you know, I have way too much. I can't even create with all the dies and stuff that I have. And, you know, maybe if I was 20 and I had 50 years left, but I'm 60, almost 66. And, you know, we don't know when. So, I just wanted to give you that little heads up on why, if you decide to buy a paper piecing die, why it doesn't normally work. Because most of them are only get it about 50%, if even that. It's more like 5%. But there are a couple stores that pretty much got every one that they sell on track. So anyway, enough said about that. All right, so this little girl, or this little bunny, of course, was a picture. Now, the other thing I found, that when they take the picture, there'll be the item will have if there's a main piece to the die, or actually if there's even not a main piece, there'll be space, there'll be a crease. So they're super easy to put together when they're like that, because you know exactly where the piece is going to fit, and where the, you know, like these arms. If I put these arms up, underneath there is lines where it has bossed into the dress, and it shows exactly where you're going to put that particular item. So, you know, just a heads up on when you're wanting to order cute little dies, just remember they may not work. All right, here's another example. This was a picture off the internet, and this one came with no tail on the end. And what I mean by that is, here's one that has the tail. But if you look at this real closely, you'll see that when it was made, the die was made, there are crease lines where something is supposed to have gone. So let me show you that. Can you see that? Like right in there, those, I don't know if you can see that, and on the feet too. But there's nothing to put there. You could put something there, you can imagine, and put your own stuff there. But, so here's a couple more. And then I love elephants, and here is a cute elephant die So I wanted to tell you about this paper that I used. About a year or two ago, I bought this stack of paper from Tuesday Morning, and it was all different colors and actually all different weights of cardstock. So, but it had these three colors in there, and I don't know how to describe it, but they're not smooth. There's no smooth side to them. They are, I don't even know how to describe it. But anyway, they work perfect because they're super, super heavy. Thicker than most cardstock that you get in multiples like that. But I think they turned out so cute. And so I used my black marker to do some highlighting. I used my white gel pen to do a little bit on the eyes. And here's my sweet little mouse. Let's put this over here. And here's a sweet little mouse. He's eating a sandwich. Isn't he cute? He had, there was an issue with him. I don't remember exactly what it is. I just remember there was an issue with him. But if you look underneath this sandwich, there is a line right here. So you'll know that that's where the sandwich is supposed to go on the die. But it's so cute. I love that one. Here's another elephant. And this is a ballet elephant. And again, I used my black marker to to give it some highlights here, and used my gel pen. I don't think there was an issue with this one. I think this one went together fairly well. And here's a little girl. That's the only non-animal one that I got. There was an issue. She's supposed to have a bow up here, and the bow comes out in 3 pieces. So it's, and that is if you can get it out of the die, so it's worthless. But she works every way else, and I could always put a bow die there, but I just put these 2 little things that came out of something, I don't remember. I just put them up there. Then here's my Bearbie, and I think he's so cute, or she's so cute. So again, she was pretty easy to put together. There was one thing that I would have liked to have saw different on the die to put it together to make it easier. But for instance, the ear. Normally it'd be 1 piece. This ear would be attached to the head. It'd be 1 piece. Or even if it wasn't attached to the head, they would be a piece, and then there would be a place that you could, another die that you would cut out the layering piece to put in it. On this one there wasn't, so it's had to have that. I think they're just, some of them are just small things that you can work with, but there are others that it just don't work. So here's a cute cat and another bunny. And they don't have to be used for Easter. They can be used for any kind of so they were pretty easy to put together. I realized afterwards that when I looked at the picture, I think the collar was either this collar was supposed to be under, or this collar was supposed to be up. I just don't remember which one, but it looks okay either way. Alright, here's another one that was challenging. It was my Rackety Ann. Now, the reason that she was challenging to make was her hair. What happened was, with this one, you can see that her hair has got, you can see that it's not right up next to her face there. I hope you can see that. And that's because I thought that you would take the hair and you would glue it to the head. But you can't do that, not if you want it to look right. Not that it looks bad, it's just not the way it's supposed to. So what you have to do is you have to place the head inside the hair, get it so it's nice and smooth in there, maneuver it in there so it's tight, and then put your tape or whatever you're going to use on it, and then you get the normal effect. This die, I absolutely love this little die. This was a one-piece die with 2 layering pieces. Super easy to work with. It was cut really good. This was the layering piece that they included, as well as they gave you a layering piece for the teacup and the toast. I left the toast glittery on that one. I don't know why, but I did. Super easy to put together. Only difference in this one is because it's a one-piece die, you have to cut it out in the animal, and then you have to cut it out again in whatever pattern paper you want, and then you just cut away the parts that you don't need. And I do that with a lot of different, especially tattered lace dies. They're all that way, and they're super easy to put together. So, anyway, so that's that one. Here's another one that was super easy to put together, and I just love this little unicorn. It is one of my absolute favorite unicorns that I own. Reason being is because I just think it's just a perfect size, and it's sitting. So I could put this on a chair or a bench or anything, and really, make it look cool. And besides that, it's drinking coffee. So she's super cute. And then this is another one of my very favorites. This is the little spring, I call her the spring gingerbread lady. Love her hat and her bow and her outfit. I love everything about her. And she was designed very well. She came together really easy. I do think that I probably next time would, because this neck piece is very small, next time I would probably add another piece to that just to glue on, just a small little strip to make it a little bit more sturdy, because the neck is a little bit wobbly, She comes with all the things you see here. She comes with a basket, and there are some other flowers. I chose not to use them. This is a sticker from Jolie's Boutique, which is one of my absolute favorite designers of stickers. This one is just a bunch of little odds and ends that I had in my stash that I put together, including this little butterfly. But I think she's just adorable. And you could dress her up for winter time as well, it could be any season. Last but not least, here's my 2 little dogs. Love these little dogs. They're just a perfect size. They're so stinking adorable. Only thing was with this one was my fault. Because I work in multiples, I put the heads on the wrong bodies. Because, see, I do all the bodies, and then I did the heads, and, and so these bows are supposed to be on this body, and this bow's supposed to be over here, but, it works. So, anyway, so that is my paper piecing for today, and I hope you liked it. I hope you found a little bit of got a little more information on some of the dies that you buy and how to be careful. So, thanks everybody for watching, and I hope you have a blessed weekend.